Hey guys, welcome back. Vicky Moss, you doll. Thank you for being here. All right, so Sagittarians, I once a quarter I like to do a storytelling where I dive into what areas have we grown in, and because growth kind of like changes us, it expands us, and it makes us attractive, right? So I'm going to ask about those two topics here. So first off, what area have we had growth in? So I did a pre-shuffle and you guys got the bull. This is card number 40. Maybe that's an age, maybe that's there's a like a sense of stability in that number. Maybe the April, being the fourth month, maybe that was an important month for us. However you want to perceive this, the bull is associated with sacrifice. Now this has a dual meaning here. So an area of growth that we've had, if the bull card comes up, is we have recognized that yes, we often sacrifice in order to receive something else. Like almost everything has an exchange rate, right? If I'm going to make time to exercise, I'm probably going to have to shrink my time somewhere else, right? I can't watch my favorite show if I need to get outside and do, instead of 40 minutes of watching this, I need to do 40 minutes of exercise. There's a sacrifice, right? Some sacrifices are well worth it, others are not. This is really important to recognize. When does sacrificing something become martyrdom? Where it's like, I don't want to do this. This does not feel right to me. I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to hold a grudge over it. If we've been giving way too much, we're learning like there's no return on this. There isn't a fair exchange. So that's not a sacrifice worth making. Now, there's also, because I do want to talk for a moment about the mythology surrounding it, the cult of Mithras is associated with this. So it became kind of real popular with like Roman soldiers because it's all about sacrifice. And it was all very like hush hush, very hidden. So there's like these sacred caverns where it is said that groups of men, usually no more than 40, would congregate in these secret caves, and they would conduct their secret kind of like rites is what I'll say. It often involved sacrificing a bull, which, by the way, so not down with animal sacrifice ever. I think it's the most horrible thing on earth. But aside from that, again, this is ancient, right? So we don't do stuff like that these days, but in ancient culture, that was something going on, right? Aside from Kate's personal perspective on that, let's get back to the mythology. The symbolism of that was one of sacrificing something in order to achieve something later on. So it was popular with Roman soldiers because it was like a mark of honor to say, we are like the bull, we are going to go in and we are sacrificing ourselves for the betterment of Rome, which again, Kate has personal opinions on expansion of empires at the cost of other people's sovereignty. I'm not down with that part of history either, but again, not my place to pick everything apart. I'm just making side notes because I can see the pros and cons to everything. And remember, this card has the pros and cons. Sacrifice. If we're sacrificing one thing in order to oppress another, is that really awesome? No, it's not. If we're making somebody else sacrifice so we can get their stuff, that's not awesome either. So there's a trade-off, and we need to be mindful of how we use that term sacrifice. It's not always like, oh, it's so great we're sacrificing. The soldiers are sacrificing their lives, yes, but at the expense of taking other people's property. That there are things to think about and contemplate so that we can determine what is a worthwhile sacrifice. And I think that's the only reason I put in my 2 cents on those, because I feel like it's the quickest way for me to explain the duality of the meaning of this card. So, by the way, I don't mean that I'm right. I just have to explain it in the only terminology I know to express. So the bull is a pretty powerful card any way you slice it. And if we're talking about an area of growth, that ability to discern whether or not a sacrifice is worthwhile is huge, right? And also when we commit, we say, yeah, I'm going to sacrifice something because I really want this. That also is an area of growth. We don't expect to just automatically get success. We know it's going to take work. It's going to take effort. We're going to probably have to give up one thing in order to be successful in another. Again, that's personal choice, and that is it's a real sense of power to do what it is that we want. So kind of it's a really wonderful card, but it is also one that comes with much more to contemplate, which I think decisions in life should be things that we really contemplate. Sorry, we are not, I'm not doing a very good shuffle. I keep having like 10 cards drop and then 10 cards drop all in a chunk. Hold on, let's see. Because I want to expand on this idea of an area of growth. And then we're going to look at what makes us attractive right now. So, ooh, we still had quite a few cards. Okay, here we go. Interesting. So actually, you've got a lot of major arcana and you've also got a lot of, well, they're all upright. So we have the Star card and the High Priestess. Let me start with those two since they're kind of like a little club here. And again, we're talking about areas of growth. Wow, we're at a point in our lives where we can say, I'm willing to work for things. I'm willing to sacrifice for things. And other times I'm willing to say, I don't think this is worth the payoff. If I'm supposed to have it, it's going to happen. It's going to drop into my lap. It's like, you know what, universe, if you will it to me, if you drop it into my lap, because a star is about wishes coming true. Not all wishes are going to come true, but we've grown into this space where it's like, actually, a lot of things do happen for my greater and highest good. So recognizing when those blessings drop in is huge. When we couple it with a sense of intuition, again, this is areas of growth, right? So we've grown in our mindset at this point where we intuitively know that if one thing doesn't work out, it's probably because something else is going to take its place. This is, how do I say this? It's almost like, I don't want to say that I believe in destiny. I personally think that we create our own outcomes, but there is always the unknown, right? Because every person has free will. So what does or doesn't happen in our life is not just off of our own personal choices, but it's also who we associate with, what choices they're going to make, all those things. But there are wondrous things that happen all the time in life. Every day, well, every day is a gift and a miracle, but there are wonderful things that happen if we are aware of them, if we are open to them. So we go from a place of saying, you know, I'm going to evaluate whether or not I should sacrifice to have this. And if we've sacrificed a lot and still got nothing back, we're changing our perception. We're saying, but I did get something back. In fact, I got a whole bunch of, possibly, you notice how there's lots of stars in the sky. I might have strangely ended up having a whole host of life experiences that have profoundly changed me. Some things healed me. Some things were gifts to me. And I have the wisdom in my intuitive nature to say, I bet this is just exactly the way this was supposed to go, because these lessons I learned or these sacrifices I made and what I got out of those situations, somehow I bet you this is going to piece together into the fabric of my life. And there's going to be a reason. There's going to be a reason that all of this happened. I feel like there's a sense of certainty that, maybe there's more magic going on around me than what I think. We have a Three of Pentacles next. Again, area of growth is, I am absolutely of a mindset that when good people show up in my life, good opportunities show up, let me cooperate, because there are opportunities coming in for me. We've grown in I think, a mindset that says, I am willing to sacrifice certain things to have opportunities, or maybe despite all the things I sacrificed, I am still receiving maybe a whole different set of opportunities than what I had expected. And as it turns out, we have this Wheel of Fortune in the upright, which is, wow, this all happened because it brought me to this moment where I have growth in my life. Maybe my life has taken some pretty wild, winding, turns and twists and ups and downs, highs and lows. But now I'm reflecting and I'm going, wow, I actually, every spoke in this wheel was part of my life story. And it's brought me to where I am today, which is in this perception of all this stuff changed me. I've grown from it. And I realize how much more I am because of my life experiences. Not all of them were good. Definitely not all of them were good. But look at who I am today because of it. And we might also be realizing that it's brought me certain people in my life. I have maybe a small collection of people that I care about, but man, they're dear to me. And I wouldn't have either built those bonds if we hadn't gone through hell together, or I would never have met them if I hadn't gone through hell, or you know what I mean? Like there's moments where if we hadn't had those tough times, we wouldn't have ever created the friendships that we do have. So this is about like the gratitude and even like knowing that it's precious to have time together with the people that we genuinely care about, people we genuinely identify with. So tons of area of growth. All right, so what makes us foxy? What makes us sexy? Let's see. I'm only reading this deck in the upright because each card has 2 meanings on it already, and that can just get excessive if we go too far down the rabbit hole. The 3 of Wands to the 4 of Wands, the 7 of Cups to the 8 of Cups. So what makes us really attractive is that we're not only good on our own, totally, like there's a little bit of a mystery to us. Like the 7 of Cups is like you keep somebody guessing, right? You may be somebody who's like had a ton of different life experiences. You may be a jack of all trades. Masculine or feminine is irrelevant. You have lots of different interests. You're very agile minded. You may have lots of different skills, and there may always be this independence to you, because anytime something pops up, you may be like, oh, I know how to do that. Or somebody says something, you go, oh, I've got the trivia answer to that. Or you may keep surprising somebody. They don't quite know what to make of you because you've been through a lot of experiences. With that 7 of Cups, it's tons of different experiences that set you apart from the norm, because the 8 of Cups is about that independent spirit, and you're always going to be seeking out more information, but it's whatever strikes your fancy that you're interested about. You come across as like an intellectual. That's very attractive to someone. But the fact that you're a wild card, and they also know you're a little bit untamable. You're not, at least as far as like your interests, your pursuits, your hobbies, all those things, like you don't fit in a box. You're super broad, and you're continuously kind of like going off on whatever tangent you are interested in. So you may have a ton of knowledge in all kinds of areas, and that's very attractive. Also, that streak of independence is really sexy. But what's so cool about this is that not only does somebody find you attractive for that reason, it's attractive that you are able to like walk beside somebody too, right? That 3 of Wands to the 4 of Wands. I feel like whoever is lucky enough to spend time with you, you show them parts of the world or open their eyes to things that, you could be the kind of person where it's like, you start dating somebody and they think that, you guys are going to go see a movie. And yeah, it might have been to go see a movie, but it turns out it's like some, like outdoor movie on the rooftop, film noir thing. And then after that, there's some kind of like costume party that is happening because it's a cult classic film noir. And like you totally bring this person into your world of kind of odd, quirky interests that you have. And they go, oh my God, I never know what it's going to be with you. I thought we were going to go see like a blockbuster hit and sit there with, $19 sodas. No, like that's not what you do with this person. This is so different. So it's a little bit like they walk on the wild side with you a little bit. That's what I get off of this. And they love that. They love the fact that you open their eyes to things. You show them a different world. They can see what a future with you would look like, and it's going to be an adventure. It's going to be winding back and forth, but there's a huge commitment. So as independent as you are, there's also like when you are committed to somebody, you want to share that world with them, but not with somebody who's going to hamper us. We want to still be able to have all those interests, but have somebody who would be open to sharing those things. And somebody thinks is very sexy, very hot, that you will shake up their world. You are the bit of a wild card. You're a little bit of that. They don't quite know what they're going to come home to, like, did you redecorate the house to look like, the inside of a Moroccan tent because you felt like cooking Moroccan food and you wanted to get into the vibe? Like they don't know what they're walking home to. And that is the excitement. What did you just learn? What new weird dance class are you taking? What kind of, it's just like whatever your interests are, that's the uniqueness of you. Different intellectual topics or physical activities, but it's always a little bit of the it's just the essence of you is different than everybody else they've met because it's very independent spirited. So that's what I have here for you guys. As always, man, yours got long. I was trying to keep these to like 8 minutes. You're 14. Anyway, you guys, thanks for being here. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. As if you're new here, by the way, I am not a psychic. I do not pretend to be. I cannot predict your future. I am a writer who writes without a pen. If you find inspiration, if you find something that you like out of my storytelling, awesome. I am so honored that you guys are here. And don't forget, you guys, You will probably want to make sure that you are subscribed and have your notification bells on for tomorrow, because I will be going live at some point tomorrow and doing some card pulls for my subscribers. I do that here and there just for fun. I do not sell readings. I never have. I do not accept donations. I do not have super chat. Keep your money in your own pockets is what I'm getting at. I don't take your money. So please bear that in mind when the scammers are out. Thank you guys for being here. Kay Kendall, hi, sweetheart. Wolf Moon, awesome. New dance classes for you. That's very cool. Hi, Sylvia. Namaste, darling. So good to see you. Kay Kendall, I know you are interested in everything. I see your comments, and thank you so much for being a part of my channel, Kay. You have such an interesting background, and I've gotten to know different things that you've done, all of your different experiences through the comments you've left me, and it's just so cool to hear how many different talents and interests and life experiences you've had, you guys. I do really get to know you through your comments. If you've ever wondered that, I actually do really read everybody's comments. I don't get a chance to always respond to everybody's comments, but I get to know you guys bit by bit. Strange Brew, Bruce Reed in the house. Hi, good to see you. Vicky, oh, and that's cool. So you're a Taurus ascending, and we had the bull card out first. That's really cool. You guys, good to see you. Wolf Moon, I love the alien face. That is so me. Hi, Phoenix Rising. Yes, and I saw your message. I'm super glad that, yeah, you were randomly selected for that free read, and I'm glad that you had said that resonated. So that was really fun. To the Beat Mauled, hi, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here and bringing your good energy. You always leave the most thoughtful comments too. Thank you. TJ Nichols, yes. Oh my gosh, bring on the miracles, right? Absolutely. Tima D, thank you for the hearts. That's awesome. All right, you guys, have a beautiful afternoon or evening wherever you are in the world. Mwah. Bye for now.